Okay, so just before, clearly that's a rather hard act to follow, but we have something completely different for you now. I'm very happy to be able to introduce to you Kate Fox. Probably many of you have had a chat with her already. Kate is a stand-up poet, broadcaster, writer, activist, in general, all-round brilliant human. And she does plenary poetry at conferences. It's one of the things she does. And she's done a poem for us about this conference, which I think she put the finishing touches to about 1 minute ago. So this is a newly created work of poetry for us here today. Kate.
Hello, hello. Yes. Okay. So I know the title now, and I did not before. The title is "To Neverland on Broken Wings," and I've been writing it throughout yesterday and today. I'm also a creative researcher. I did a PhD in stand-up comedy a while ago, and I think that's quite important to say because sometimes that's all right, Helen. But I just wanted, because I've really experienced this conference as a we sort of thing. So there's a we voice and a you voice and an I voice, and normally I just eavesdrop without even thinking about it and not care about the ethics of then putting what I've eavesdropped in. And now I'm like, oh, right. So I did ask some people if it was all right to just nick things that I overheard, but mostly it's things that were said publicly. Anyway, right. So it starts with a thank you to Fleur, who had a brilliant image. As Fleur said, it's as if we've sailed our boats, our assemblage of boats at different speeds, away from the iron institutions to this island. And it's fulfilling deep soul needs, something whole, holistic, amidst wars, cracked cogs, rationality's broken discs. So here we are, changing the record on Neverland. We chose to turn right at the second star, straight on until dawning, dawn manning, obeying an inner urge to connect, following lines of flight, a la Deleuze and Guattari, are going with the flowing into knowing. Or as Helen says, and as Sue showed, we're a transient murmuration of birds, a flock, one collective, energetic, creative unblock, flying on our fragile feather-formed wings, away from the dehumanization and commodification, the reification of humans into things. No longer a need to explain to people who say, what? Why? How does that work? We're already open. Know the need to journey to the island, to be endlessly joyful here in Neverland, instead of limitlessly, relentlessly ready enough. The beach is full of sandboxes, painted pebbles, zines, ukuleles, a cajon, comics, poetry, song, Lego, post-it notes in the shape of leaves. No need to justify the magic. Everybody already believes. And appropriate, thoughtful practice is better than a procedural code, because here on Neverwhere, ethics are everywhere, underpinned by a felt sense of care. When you're making it new, seeking to defamiliarize, seeing the world with awakening eyes, quieting the researcher voice, lighting up participant choice, and not just for the sake of it, making the normal strange, but doing it to effect real change. There is no data analysis fairy, but if you clap hard enough, maybe she'll appear before you. Alternatively, you should collect less and analyse more. With our sharp tools, which we need to remember can cause hurt, disturb wounds. So we need each other's listening, and dare we say it, is it measurable in the ref? Love, communities of practice, of kindness, of gratitude. And we've got in the good lifeboats together, slow reflective circuits, our safe tether against the brewing storm of progress, challenging the norms. No longer just that odd person carrying pens and sand, the different one with an unusual vibe. You're no longer alone. You've found your tribe. You're a connected node in a rhizome, a feeling of home. So here we sit, ashore, in a story circle, feeling witnessed in sharing the narratives that brought us here, Some feeling the progress to now from last year. Some cursing, swearing, laughing, bodily spells to boost the wells, a praising, a blessing, a mooring, a lessing, gazing into the stars through the freedom and chaos of a creative kaleidoscope, opening up to knowing and to hope. In this neuroqueer paradise of supportive sharing, wise advice, poised on the pivot of cruel crises, resolute against misery's vices. The attendees here at this island beach party, where there's endless tea and coffee refills, terrible coffee, but nonetheless, and tiny perfect pots of creme brulee, embodying what they want to do, their sense of value, not as a donned suit, but in how they live their life every day. And it's no coincidence there's been a launch of 3, handbook, book series, journal, a sense of expanding on all fronts, part of a growing movement in the way that ethical creativity makes a third space bigger than you and me, and things do not always make sense, like a stoat on the back of a hummingbird. There's a transformation in being heard, and that's what's happening here in Wonderland, where some arrivals were accidental and some long planned, some made in a yellow submarine, some from following their North Star, some in a taxi or in a clown car, dwelling in this world of more than pure imagination, making it real in practice and in conversation, so that we can together dream a future in which qualitative research is the most important type. Microphones and PowerPoints never go wrong. Policymakers say they're going to shape all future policy to give infinite space to ethical creativity. Someone brings you a tiny creme brulee or whatever you want for lunch every day. You have to say, oh, hang on, don't give me any more funding. I've just got too much. Where Helen Carver runs everything. Her impending award for lifetime achievement, also an award for lifetime believement. And where you can be quirky and buzz, grow, shine, rise, worky, can co-create, relate and try things out, where we rise from the wreckage and debris by not seeing it and refusing the productivity imperative of death dealing, feeling inspiration, expressing doubt. And it's not somewhere you need to leave behind in future. When you travel to Neverland, in your mind, we'll be here, waiting, making on the beach. The collaborative, transformative method of creative methods for liberation, for humanisation, flourishing within our shared reach. Thank you.